career is obviously with DiBiase. What was your favorite vignette that you guys did, or particular promo? Anything in particular? Because I got one, that's for sure. Do you have any particular favorite moment, sketch you did with Ted?
I think the famous moment that we ever did, because we came out and throwing $100 bills out to people. You see these people going buck wild over money. Money runs this country. No,
world.
Money runs this world.
That's right.
We go to England, throwing out money, same thing. We go to Johannesburg, South Africa, throwing out money, same thing. We go to Tokyo, Japan, throwing out money, same thing. The money runs the world. There goes the money going around the world like this.
How quickly did you and Ted realize when you were put together, this is going to work? How quick was it? Did you guys have a little smile behind the scenes and go, you know what, bro, this is going to work?
Hey, we had smiles every time we came back in the locker room, because when we were out on the camera, he wanted me to have that stern, like, look, so stern that I'm looking right at you and you're shitting right in your pants. You know what I mean? Or I'm looking at a girl and she's just looking at me like, he's just fucking me right there, ain't he? He's just jamming that dick all up in my booty.
God. Well, with that, we're going to take a quick commercial break.
Uh-huh.
I will be right back.
DiBiase now. I've read some things where I guess he was claiming that you were mispromoting him or something.
Yeah, what
and
happened
you guys had a problem with each other?
back where Ted said that you were promoting him and he knew nothing about it?
I just, what I said, like, I said, I used to be with Ted DiBiase, the bodyguard with Ted DiBiase. I wasn't trying to promote him, like saying like, oh, he was going to be at such and such a place where I will be there. You know what I mean? I wasn't doing nothing like that. Like, the only thing I tell people, like, I'll be there, okay? I say, but if you want Ted DiBiase, I have his phone number. If you want to give him a call and see if he wants to come to your event, it's up to you. But he's going to charge you so much, and you got to ask him what he wants to charge you. You know what I mean?
When's the last time you spoke to Ted? Are you guys cool now?
I mean, we're still pretty cool. You mean, like, doing all this stuff, I mean, like, that happened, like, I heard that what his son did, whatever, you know what I mean? I would let him just do his own thing and cool off. I
think you're referring to the fact that Ted DiBiase has a church and they took in millions of dollars of donations.
Yeah, he's a minister, right?
And they were misappropriated the funds. So
yeah, I don't even know about that, man. That's the first time I heard from that is from you.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I didn't ever heard of that, man. You mean?
But you guys are good now.
Huh?
You guys are good now?
Yeah. I see Ted. I never bring up nothing that what the press said, his son said. You know what I mean? I don't bring up that stuff like that, man. That's not me. You mean?
What was it like working with Junior?
Huh?
What was it like working with Ted Jr.?
It's kind of hard working with like Ted Jr. because me and the father were throwing out $100 bills everywhere. You mean? And when me and Junior came in, we were not throwing out $1.
Was he rolling quarters to the audience?
No,
I'm Ted DiBiase Jr.
No, there was no money being thrown out at all. So what's the big difference right there?
Blown opportunity for Ted DiBiase Jr. that he'd never made it, like made it. What do you think?
Huh?
What's your take on Junior? Do you think he had any of his father's? Could he have gone further in this business?
I don't know. I mean, Junior never worked like the father. The father worked. Ted Senior was a working machine, bro.
Yeah. You come every year and just forget about it.
Ted, I want to get a quick question in from a fan. He just wants to know, Ted, who's more interesting to work with? Virgil, who's been in studio, and the great Sherry Martel.
Oh wow.
Oh my gosh.
Oh wow.
Sherry
Hands
Martel.
down.
Sherry's the best.
Sherry, I mean, was like, Sherry was all go. I mean, it was like, I would rather have somebody like Sherry and go, okay, I want you to pull back a little bit. You know, it's like, you know, don't do too much. You know, like it's more important to do what we do at the right time as to overdo it. And so that's a lot better than than the opposite. And Virgil, you know what? Virgil wasn't. Virgil was a nice guy. He never got in trouble. He didn't do drugs. He didn't. I never had any trouble with Virgil. It's just Virgil was there because he had that look.
Yeah.
And he did his job very well too. But hands down, Sherry was more fun.
See,
we're kind of going back and forth with it.
Real Mark conversation.
But clearly, you're one of the greatest heels of all time, especially up here. But then the second half of your life, you've taken on the word of Jesus Christ. Which one's been more rewarding to you?
Wow.
Oh.
Boy, oh boy.
Being in the ministry, for sure.
There you go.
And again, Mike has said it, wrestling's a hard life. And I've told my story. I mean, that's what I do when I go to churches. As I tell that story, and I was making more money and flying around in Learjets and limousines and all that stuff, and you can let that go to your head. Wine, women, and song. And when my wife discovered that, I thought it was the end. I thought I have just blown the greatest thing in my life. And it also woke me up to just how selfish I was. I mean, my wife's at home raising our two boys, and then I had a son from my previous marriage who also came to stay with us when he was 11. She's also raising him. And when I stopped to consider just, what I had put at risk, it just, and I had a strong faith in God when I was very young, and I gradually went away from it. So it was a wake-up call for me, and by the grace of God, my wife gave me a second chance that I'll tell you right now, I didn't deserve it. And but when she gave me that chance, I said, I'm going to take this ball and run with it. And I left the WWF sooner than Vince wanted me to, and and I tried to explain to him. I said, I'm not leaving because I'm unsatisfied. I'm satisfied in every way. I said, I'm leaving because I feel like I have to separate myself from the atmosphere that I'm in. It's kind of like if you want to quit drinking, get out of the bar. And so I needed to, so what I did is I went back to work in Japan. That's when the thing with Hansen started, because to me going to Japan was safe. There's a language barrier there. It's it's not you're not you get on the bus, you go to the show, you do the show, you go to the next town. It was kind of like it was a safe place. So it gave me time to grow, but I never, it's like that was in '92. I mean, the crap hit the fan, right? I mean, the day after WrestleMania 8.
Okay.
And in '92, and so it wasn't until '94 that I actually started taking, churches calling me and asking me to come share my story. That turned into a snowball rolling downhill. The more I went, the more I began to. I got asked, and and again, my wife giving me that second chance. I took that ball and I ran with it. And I spend a lot of time today, and a lot of the time, instead of not just church congregations, but I do a lot of meetings specific to men, to the issues men face in life. I tell guys all the time, I said, all you macho guys, how's this sound? Servant husband. I learned to serve my family. Anyway, I could go on. I'll start preaching a sermon here.
No, it's all right.
I hear you 100%.
But,
I do.
Do you think your wife is glad that she made the decision to give you that second chance?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's beautiful.
We're happier today than we've ever been, and we're going on, 39 years, next anniversary. We're about 1 year away from our 40th.
Wow.
Cool. So
As your ministry was.
Oh yeah.
Ted DiBiase.
Oh no, Ted's always a cool guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hey,
Look,
you don't find him sexy?
look, hey, look.
Anymore.
Look how the cheeks are swollen up on him. Look. He gonna be bald like
Virgil,
me. Virgil,
you're mint.
Look, he gonna be bald like me pretty soon. Look.
That's kind of funny.
Huh?
That's kind of funny.
Look how the hair's starting to come out, right?
All right, I want to thank you for playing Hit It or Quit It. Thank you for being honest.
Great job. Great job.
How was that? The hit of quit pretty cool?
You were pretty good. So
you survived.
you want to promote anything you got coming up?
Nah, man.
Anything on the horizons for you besides
know
this
what-
obvious awesome appearance?
I don't know what's even happening on the horizon.
There you
Whatever
go.
happened, I'll be there.
There you go.
Well, we want to thank you for coming on our show.
Thank
I'm
you.
glad to be able to show Monty and the Pharaoh.
You give the Pharaoh like this huge.
Yeah,
That
but
you
I
like,
like Marty too.
Where's the
Like,
Pharaoh?
I want Marty with that hat on. Where's the white strap going around the hat?
I want to thank you for what you've done for this industry.
Yes.
Huge fans.
Absolutely.
Thank you, man.
You've
Absolutely.
changed people's lives, and that's all you could do in this life.
That's
You've
all you
made a
can do,
difference
man.
in everyone's life, except for the kid with the basketball. that
Oh,
scarred
you
for
louse.
the rest of his life.
Oh.
You feel bad about that?
But two.
Ted told me get it out of his way, and I put it in upper decks.
You scarred that kid for life.
Yeah, I kicked that ball. Hey, no, I ran into that kid.
Oh, you did?
That
Years
kid
later?
ended-
Can you
the-
tell
the
that
kid
story?
ended up playing-
Years
ended up-
later.
He ended up playing years later up at Northwestern.
Okay.
Really?
Okay.
He's came to see me. He's about 6'10".
By the way, that's my personal favorite promo
Yeah.
I ever saw from you guys is when they
He's a-
kicked
he's
the
a-
ball.
he's a-
So do you think there's a possibility that you
Unbelievable.
changed his life after you kicked that ball from his hands? He said, "I'm going to show that guy
Right.
that he'll never kick a basketball
from me
out of my
again."
hands again."
Right. He ended up being about around 6'10" or 6'11".
Wow.
How excited was he?
I ran to him like in Wisconsin. He plays up in I think northern Nebraska, somewhere like that. He plays.
How'd you guys cross paths? I mean,
I don't know. He's just like a little kid, and I just banged the ball like that.
no, I mean years later. How did you cross paths? How did that happen?
No, he said, "Virgil." I said, yeah. He came up,
amazing.
called me. I think I was doing like a Comic Con up in Wisconsin somewhere. He came into a Comic Con. Yeah.
Wow. All right, man. I want to thank you. You've been watching Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, Monty and the Pharaoh, seen only here out of